She probably thought that I was going to kill her. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in today. If you're new here, my name is Katrina. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell icon if you want to know when I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So this video is really TMI. Just as a disclaimer, if you're a family member, you probably should not be watching. If you are a child, you probably should not be watching. But this video is for women who are pregnant or women who want to have a baby. This is the things that they do not tell you that you probably wish you would have known, which is like me. I wish I would have known. So I want to start a series about this kind of thing. I want to call it either what I wish I would have known or things that they don't tell you. So comment down below and tell me which one you would like to see in a series. Now remember, it is TMI, so if you get grossed out really easily, I wouldn't watch it. So I wrote a whole bunch of things down about birth and about labor and so that I could tell you guys. I don't want to forget anything, and this video is going to be super out of order because my notes are all over the place. You don't always know when your water has broke. It's not like the movies, and neither is labor. So ladies, don't believe those movies that you see because it is completely different. So different, okay? So your water isn't just like gushing out of you. Sometimes it can be just like a little bit at a time. With me, it was only a little bit at first. I literally had to call my mom and I was like, did my water break? Like, I have no idea. And I sent her a picture. Call your doctor. Some doctors will like tell you to wait until your contractions are a certain amount apart, but my doctor was like, okay, well, if you think your water was broke, go to the hospital. So I go to the hospital. It takes a long time to get checked in. A long time. I don't care what hospital you are going to, expect to be there for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. It took a long time. Just remember that. Also, eat and drink any colored fluid that you want before you go to the hospital, because they do not let you eat. All they let you do is drink water, and some hospitals don't even let you drink water. Like, you have to eat ice chips, which is literally like the same thing as drinking water, so I don't really understand why they would let you eat ice chips but not drink water. But the reason is because if you have to have an emergency C-section and they have to put you under a general anesthesia, you could aspirate and choke and die. So that is why they don't want you to eat anything. But my hospital, they let me have popsicles. So thank God I had like 13. Stay ahead of your contractions. And what I mean by that is don't sit there and be like, oh dear God, like, please don't let this happen again. It hurts so bad. Like, prepare yourself. It's going to happen again. So make sure that you have your head wrapped around them and you're like, okay, I can do this. I can get through it. It's only gonna be for a little bit. Like, I'll have my beautiful baby. So get through it, wrap your head around it. Like, they're not that bad. I mean, they're pretty fucking bad, but if you are going to have an epidural, do not wait to have an epidural. So speaking of contractions, they didn't think my contractions were happening fast enough and I wasn't dilating fast enough. So I got this medicine called Pitocin. Pitocin is a drug that speeds up your contractions and pretty much makes them worse, honestly. And it helps you dilate, obviously, because contractions, help you dilate. It's pretty much what makes you dilate. So I got Pitocin, and then my contractions started happening so quickly. Like, it went from I was totally fine to I was curled up in a ball with my eyes closed, like dying. Like, I felt like I was dying. I can honestly tell you that I don't remember anything that happened after I started feeling that pain until I got my epidural. I mean, shit, I remember the anesthesiologist coming in, telling me to get up, telling me that I couldn't move during my contractions when he was putting the needle in because I could die if he put it in the wrong spot. So, yeah, with that being said, don't push your epidural like I did. Like, don't push it to the side. If you want an epidural, get that goddamn epidural, because I was in so much pain. I completely regret pushing aside my epidural. Like, I'm so afraid of needles. Yeah, wow. I wish I didn't push it, because when I was getting my epidural, I was like sitting there like bent over getting my epidural. Literally my whole entire body was shaking. I was staring at my mom and I could feel my face. Like, I was giving her the death stare. She says that she didn't, but she probably thought that I was going to kill her. I was in so much pain. It was something, I'll tell you that. So don't push it off. Get your epidural if you want to get your epidural, and do it soon so that you don't feel that excruciating pain that I did.
Oh, hi there. How's it going? I forgot to say that after you give birth, like as your stomach's shrinking, you will feel like you're still having contractions, and that's just because your body is just trying to go back to how it was before, and it will happen for days. I'm not gonna lie to you, it will happen for a very long time, so just remember that.
Giving birth is like an out-of-body experience. So you can look back at it. This isn't really like something that you need to know or what they don't tell you, but it really is. Like, when I think back to my delivery, like, I'm seeing it as a different person, like in another place in the room. Like, I can see myself, and I don't know if that's because I have pictures and I remember how I was feeling at that moment, but I like don't see it as myself. So in pushing, for me, I had to push 10 seconds at a time for a pretty long time. The average time for pushing for a first-time mom is 2.5 to 3 hours. I believe I was probably like 1.5 hours. I think I was pushing for, but so I was lucky. But it was so exhausting. Like, and like I said before, labor is not like the movies. Like, you're not screaming. Like, there's no noise coming out of you except for like, you're not screaming. So don't, again, like I said before, don't believe the movies, because that is not what happens. I walked into my labor expecting that to happen, and literally my face was red. Like, I will inserts picture. My face was super red. Like, I was like in my pictures, like, it was awful. You will poop, and some people don't. They say that if you poop while pushing, you are pushing good. So you will probably poop, and don't even worry about it, because if your nurse is professional, she will wipe it away like nothing happened. But, you know, I was sitting there like, did I poop? Did I poop? Did I poop? And so, you know, but they've seen it. They will ignore it. They will wipe it away nicely. They won't let anybody know. So don't even worry about that. So there's this thing. It's kind of out of practice now, but sometimes it has to happen. It's called episiotomy. It is where they will cut your vagina so that it is easier to push baby through. Thank God that didn't happen to me, and honestly, I didn't even know about it until after I gave birth. But yeah, some people have to do it, and you can still tear. If your baby is at a certain size, you can still tear after getting it. So speaking of tearing, 9 times out of 10, you will tear. There are people that have other kids, like multiple kids, that tear every time. And for those people that don't think your vagina goes back to its normal state, it does. Your hole becomes the same size that it was, but at the time, it's pretty big. So most likely you will tear. There are 4 degrees of tearing, You can tear muscles. You can literally tear from your vajayjay all the way to your butthole. So I had a 2nd-degree tear. I think I had 3 to 4 stitches, but I tore inside. Like, I didn't tear the skin outside, I tore inside, which sucked. Speaking of tearing and stitches, they will hurt really, really bad, and you will wish that you still had your epidural because it's awful. And if you're breastfeeding, they don't really give you drugs because it's not good for the baby. It stings to pee for a long, long time. So you get this. You get this. So for a long time, you have to put some hot water in here or warm water, whatever you prefer, and up your badge. Well, not up. Don't put it up. Just like spray it on there. Either some people do it while they're peeing, some people do it after they're peeing, but if you're gonna do it while you're peeing, also do it afterwards, because there's some shit going on and you need to use this, because you do not want to wipe. Your vagina will be throbbing, it will be huge, and it will be awful to wipe. They tell you not to. So they say, oh, you should probably bring some like panty liners because there's gonna be some bleeding afterwards. There is a shit ton of bleeding. So that's where this comes in. This is not your regular pad. This is what was provided to me by the hospital. Now, it doesn't look very long or thick, but in person, it's a big boy. This is a big boy. Big boy. It is big. There are bigger. You can get bigger, like whatever. Also, there are these. These are, they're like pads. They are pads. This is a fat pad, but it's also an ice pack. So that really helped. Make padsicles. Use aloe and witch hazel and put them in the freezer. Put them in the freezer. They will save your life. Absolutely, 100%. But since you're going to be having such big pads, they tell you to bring comfortable underwear. And for me, before I gave birth, and now because I'm no longer bleeding, a thong is comfortable for me. I'm fine in a thong. But with this thing and this thing, like, you see this whole blue thing? That's not gonna fit on a thong, so you gotta bring out the big guns. The big comfortable guns. These were provided to me from the hospital. The big guns. Okay? The big, the comfortable, the, oh my god, fucking huge, but they will fit. You're patting it. You gotta hold that in. Like, you gotta hold that thing in. You gotta hold your JJ back. And it takes a lot after birth. When it comes to peeing before labor, you get this fun thing called a catheter in. That was probably one of the worst things for me. I had no idea that I was going to get a catheter, so it was not fun. I did not have a good time with it, and I had no idea if I was peeing or not, which was the worst part of it, honestly, because I felt like I had to pee, but I didn't know if I was peeing or not. I didn't know if I was letting it out. It was just a constant feeling of having to pee. So it was awful. Pooping afterwards is not the same. It hurts. If not the same, then worse. Because not only are you not on your epidural anymore, like, you ripped, you are bleeding everywhere, you're uncomfortable, it hurts everywhere, and you're trying to push out like a fucking watermelon out of your butthole. Buy laxatives. Laxatives saved my life the first couple poops. I kind of stopped taking them, which I shouldn't have, because TMI, I still fucking bleed from my asshole every time I take a shit. I am so sorry that I said that, and I'm so sorry that you had to hear that, but I have to let you know because it is so painful. I should probably still be taking laxatives. Your labor, delivery, birth plan will most likely not go according to schedule at all. I honestly didn't have one, but I've heard from many people that it doesn't happen the way you want it to most of the time. So you can have one, like that's cool, whatever, but it most likely will not happen. If you have a C-section, you will still bleed. I don't know why people don't think that you will, because you have to get rid of all that stuff, but you will still bleed. Your vagina, after giving birth, will be throbbing. It will throb for quite a few days, if not weeks, and it is awful. Your first shower after delivery is the best thing in the world. Like, I don't care what you think the best thing in the world is. It is taking a shower after you give birth. That first shower, you're like, oh my, wow. Like, wow. You will feel disgusting. I don't care if you took 20 showers. Go to the store, buy scrunchies, which have come back from the 80s. Put your hair in a bun or ponytail, and that is how your hair will stay for a very long time. You guys are lucky that I straightened my hair for this video because I didn't want to. But I was like, you know what? I look awful right now. My hair is like all over the place. It's like I need to brush my hair and straighten it. So just remember, you will look like a trash bag, most likely, unless you're freaking gorgeous, which all women are gorgeous, love you guys, like, sorry, but you won't feel gorgeous. I still don't, but I don't want pity for that. Like, don't be in my comments saying, oh my god, you're so beautiful, why do you think that? Like, I think I'm cute, but I still don't feel it. Like, sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh yeah, you look good today, but then there's all the rest of the days where I'm like, yikes. So don't mind the shirt. You can obviously see the head right here. I am breastfeeding. Like, you might think you're lucky, right? You're like, I have no stretch marks, but they will come after you give birth. You will. I had like a few, not even 10 on my body, on my legs before I gave birth, and then right after, pretty much, they were everywhere. They're really not that bad, like mine aren't, unless some people's are, and that's fine. Like, don't think of stretch marks as a bad thing because you literally just gave birth to a child that you grew in your body for 9 months. Like, stretch marks are no big deal, so don't stress about it. But yeah, they will come, most likely. Don't think that your body will bounce back, because it won't. There's this thing in society where people think that women's bodies should just bounce back the day after they give birth. My daughter is 7 weeks old and my stomach has still not bounced back. It is much better, but it is definitely not flat, and a lot of it's fat, but it's also still really stretched out. You're okay. So don't think that your body's just gonna bounce back, because it won't. Be confident in the fact that you just gave birth and this is just the way your body looks, and it will look for a while. But like, don't give up hope. Like, it's okay, it'll go back, I promise. Actually, I can't really promise that because mine still hasn't gone back all the way, but it will go back some of the way if it doesn't go back all the way. Back to pooping and peeing. The nurses have to watch you a few times after, and it's not very fun. It is very, like, why are you in my face? Why are you in the bathroom? But they just want to make sure nothing is happening to you. Mostly because they take you off of the blood pressure monitor, and so they just like want to make sure that you don't freaking die in there, and they want to see that you can, you know, poop and pee by yourself like a big girl. Nobody talks about hemorrhoids, which I didn't have any, but I know from other people that they can literally appear out of nowhere. If you don't know what a hemorrhoid is, look it up. But yeah, they can appear anywhere for months. Like, I heard this girl, she said that she had hemorrhoids all the time for literally like 7 months after she gave birth. It hurts to walk, to sit, to stand, to lay down. It hurts. And I'm not talking about hemorrhoids, I'm just talking about after birth. It kind of sucks. It really does, and it makes you not want to do anything other than take care of your baby. You don't want to go see other family members. You don't want to leave the house. But yeah, it really sucks. Like, squatting to go to the bathroom to just pee hurts.
I promise the video is almost over, but I just wanted to come on here and say, I know that I'm saying like all the bad parts of labor, which they're all kind of bad, but afterwards, like I said, like, it's totally worth it. I love my daughter. Like, right after I gave birth to her, my mom and her friend looked at me and were like, would you do it again? And I looked at them and I said, in a heartbeat. I love my daughter. I love my life. Like, I would go through the pain again. Like, it's a person that you're bringing into the world. Be proud of it. Don't be scared. It's okay. It's really not that bad. I know I'm making this sound super bad, but you can do it.
If you're still here, thank you for watching the video. Please comment down below if I missed anything. Honestly, I had to record this video so many times I couldn't even count. I kept wanting to start over, so I don't actually know if I got everything in my notes. But yeah, thank you for watching.